Hi, welcome to the 420 Minute. I'm Deneen Shoemaker. What if the Lord uses our trials to humble us and get our attention, but not to shame us and disqualify us? So I want to think about that today. And I'm going to jump right into the book of Acts in the New Testament. I'm going to be reading about Saul's conversion real quick in chapter 9, beginning with verse 1. Meanwhile, Saul was uttering threats with every breath and was eager to kill the Lord's followers. And then it goes on. But then in verse 3, as he was approaching Damascus on this mission to kill Christians, basically, a light from heaven suddenly shone down around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, "Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me?" "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asked. And the voice replied, "I am Jesus, the one you are persecuting. Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do." The men with Saul stood speechless, for they heard the sound of someone's voice, but saw no one. Saul picked himself up off the ground, but when he opened his eyes, he was blind. So his companions led him by the hand to Damascus. And it goes on from there. Have you ever been hit by something so hard that if it wasn't for your friends and people in your life getting you to where you can be stable for a little bit and get your feet under you, you probably wouldn't have made it. Have you ever been in that position before? See, okay, so 2 weeks ago, I talked about shame and how I believe that the enemy, however you want to look at the enemy, I look at it more like a force of nature and an actual force that wants bad things for us, to put it just kind of almost childlike. But the enemy wants us to remain in shame because that's where the enemy can keep us ineffective. 2 weeks ago, I talked about expectations and how our expectations can just kill our mood, kill our disposition if we don't let it, or if we don't keep it in check. And so this week, what I want to talk to you about is that moment that struck you down, almost blinded you, if you've had one. And what I want to talk about is how I love that Paul needed friends to get where he needed to go. I love that he allowed himself to be taught in those moments, in those days, if you will. And what I really love is that it was actually about to become Paul's greatest chapter in his life. And so today, what I want you to ask yourself is, what if that shame and those expectations that the enemy gave you yesterday? I think this is from Stephen Furtick. I think I heard this from Stephen Furtick. They'll be used by God tomorrow. And what if that gift intended to bring you great pain? I don't know what that moment was for you. Ending of a relationship, a difficult child, a loss of someone very significant in your life. What if you actually can use that, and God can use that as a springboard to the greatest chapter of your life? See, I just think if we allow ourselves to be humbled and to learn something in those difficult moments, then God has succeeded in getting our attention. The enemy wants to disqualify us. God wants to use it. So, may you not be riddled in shame. May you no longer be riddled with expectations. May you find it in yourself to know that that moment was meant to humble you and to help you and to teach you and not disqualify you. So go out, use it to live your best life now, because this ain't no dress rehearsal. Grace and peace.